Hi, my name is lanznathanjohn and ito yung third video ko about UPCAT, and in this one we're gonna talk about science. Alright, so for this video, we're gonna talk about the coverage of the test and what topics to review. Second is reviewing strategies, and lastly, what to expect from this test. So disclaimer, science is not my forte. Actually, this is my lowest subtest. For UPCAT, I only got 89 percentile, and so these tips might be most useful for people who are terrible at science, and minsan we do things para mairaos lang and not do as bad as we might have done if we weren't prepared. So for the coverage, these are the things that I studied. It sort of served as my checklist, just like with math. So dito sa akin personally, yung naging strategy ko is mas nag-spend ako ng time sa physics kasi parang practice ko na din siya for math. Tapos I only scanned earth science and biology kasi kakatapos lang namin ng earth science the previous semester in school, and we were also taking biology. And I spent the least amount of time in chemistry because sobrang rocky ng foundation ko dun. And I only studied it one day before the exam, where I had a chemistry teacher teach me the basics of chemistry. So, nun ko lang nalaman na negative pala electrons, etc. And so, yung alam ko lang talaga is yung pinaka-basic and yung balancing equations. So, yun kasi parang math yun. So, yun yung naging strategy ko. It depends sa inyo kung saan kayo mas malakas, ano yung ipaprioritize nyo. Pero I suggest that, decide how you will utilize your time kasi you really can't study everything and master everything as well. Alright, so ito yung reviewing strategies for science. So, learning styles, I think this is pretty common, so I don't want to spend much time with this. Just know that if you know your learning style, then good for you. Try not to explore different studying styles if one style already works for you. And if hindi mo naman alam yung learning style mo, just try out different styles and choose one and be consistent with it kasi baka dun nga mag-start yung habit nyo ng pag-aaral. Alright, so for the next studying strategy is, it's very useful learning to dissect scientific words. So you do it by knowing the root words, prefixes, suffixes, or knowing the etymology of the words and combining them with context clues. So nakakatulong siya lalo na pag katulad ko na walang aral. So ang pinakaintindi ko lang talaga is kung ano yung nasa stock knowledge ko. So ito, nakakatulong siya to know words that aren't familiar. So, for example, itong photosynthesis medyo common siya, pero gusto ko kasi yung etymology niya. So, photo is light and synthesis is to make out of. So, that's what photosynthesis is, to create out of light. So, itong epithelial naman, epitat, epi means above and tat means the teeth. So, I just know that epithelial is about the skin because of previous lessons. And ayun, co-evolution, it's evolution and co, so evolving together, and its use is really for when two things are evolving at once. So ito yung ibang examples ng prefix and suffix. So yan, chloro is green, so chlorophyll is green. Gene is birth, homo is same or one, hypo is under, hyper is excessive. So ayan 7th grade and 8th grade terms pala siya. So daig pa kayo ng mga grade 7, alam nila yan, kayo dapat alam nyo din. So ito pa yung application nun kapag alam nyo na siya is, for example in biology, in body parts, it's used for morphology of medical terms. So ito, hyper kanina andito, yung excessive, thyroidism, so condition of overactive thyroid gland. So yun yung nagiging usage. So useful siya if you know how to dissect words. So kahit wala kang alam, mas madaling mag-imbento ng sagot. So ito, iba pang application. Madali naman tong ma-search, pero lalagay ko na lang din yung link sa description. Okay, so ito, for example, if we're gonna answer this question and hindi mo alam kung ano yung mga choices, so important lang is identify ano ba yung ibang usage nila or saan mo sila narinig before. So, these tissues are called, so tinatanong nila anong klaseng tissue daw yung, or ano daw tawag sa skin. So, connective, as the word says, nagko-connect siya. So, nagko-connect siya ng magkakaibang tissues. So, ayun yung examples, cartilage, bone, lymph, while plasmic naman is material forming cells. So, ayun yung parang plasma is different from plant life. But then, you know that epithelial means skin. So, mas madali makakapag-cancel out ng choices. Pero yun, madali lang yung tanong na yun eh. So, let's move on na lang. Third is use mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory technique to help your brain better encode and recall important information. So using mnemonics, you can create your own. So write on your reviewer, or you can search the internet. So type nyo lang yung keyword and add mnemonics at the end. So here's an example. For electron configuration orbitals, it's easier to remember this if you're not good with patterns. So, si Sammy pumasok sa pinto, si Daddy pumasok sa door, etc. You can read that naman. And sticky paint dries fast for energy levels of electrons. Sober physicists don't find giraffes hiding in kitchens is the order of atomic orbitals. So, these are examples of mnemonics, and it makes things easier to remember if medyo fun siya and madali ulitin sa utak. So, another example is King Philip came over for good soup. So yun yung mnemonics for taxonomy. And fourth is you watch YouTube videos. So I would suggest watching Crash Course for chemistry, biology, and general science. And another channel that you can watch is Khan Academy. So it's ideal for chemistry and physics. So ito yung ginagawa ko para makapag-cover ng madaming topic at once is when watching YouTube videos, I watch it at 1.75 times speed. So, mas madami yung napapanood in a short period of time. And pag hindi ko siya naintindihan, inuulit ko. So, kahit mabilis siya, at least napanood ko siya twice, kumbaga, for me personally, mas maganda yung retention. So, since mas mabilis mo siya matatapos, mas madaming video yung matatapos mo with Crash Course. So, mas madami kang topic na mako-cover. Pero, depende pa rin sa'yo. Kasi, if hindi mo talaga maintindihan ng ganun kabilis, then it's useless watching it at that speed. So, I watched Crash Course and Khan Academy videos during my commute to school, while eating dinner, before going to sleep. So, yan, basically, when I have free time na hindi ako nagsusolve or nagsasagot ng test booklets, nanonood ako ng YouTube videos. So, yan, mabilis lang, no? Dito tayo sa last sa what to expect with science. So, what to expect, science questions in UPCAT are heavy on analysis and application. Most of the time, situation is given. You have to analyze what will happen next, what's happening, or why it's happening. So, like the previous video, the tricky thing with UPCAT is what you know is not enough. So, what's important is that you have to think. So, hindi sapat na mahatak mo lang information sa memory mo. Kailangan alam mo kung paano siya gagamitin. So, ito yung examples. Galing pa rin sa reviewer na UPCAT mismo yung nagbigay. So, for this item, kailangan alam mo, for example, na yung Y, ibig sabihin yun height, and yung T, ibig sabihin yun time. And hindi siya sinabi dito, pero yun yung ibig sabihin niya talaga. Kasi, ang sabi dito is rolled with constant velocity up an inclined plane and is dropped at the top edge of the plane. So, habang lumilipas yung oras, umaangat yung bola consistently. So, wala na tong C and B, that makancel mo na yan. And is dropped at the top edge of the plane. So, cancel na agad yung A. So, ito sa una, medyo complicated siya tignan, pero madali lang talaga siya. Actually, hindi na nga natin kailangan mag-gets kung bakit D yung sagot eh. Alam na natin na mali yung ABC. So, minsan ganun din, nakakatulong yun magpabilis ng sagot. So ito, 28. Which of the following weather conditions would transpiration be most rapid? So, sa ibang entrance tests kasi, magbibigay lang sila ng description, tas you have to choose kung transpiration ba yun, or condensation, etc. Dito, kailangan alam mo ibig sabihin ng transpiration, and merong situation na rapid daw yung magiging transpiration. So, kailangan mo pumili dito. So, alam natin na hindi magkakaroon ng transpiration pag malamig. So, pag rainy weather, X na yan, pati yung cold weather. So, alam natin na hot yung first weather condition. So, dapat, since ang transpiration is yung pag-angat ng tubig, kailangan dito ko na malilito kung humid or dry. So, maliban sa alam mo dapat kung ibig sabihin ng humid and dry, that alam mo yung difference nila, ano yung application nila sa pagta-transpire. So, ako yung sagot ko dito is D. Kasi, mas mabilis yung dry weather kasi mababa yung density tsaka concentration ng tubig sa air. So, mas mabilis yung transfer. Kasi diba, mas mabilis mag-evaporate ng tubig kapag dry kaysa kapag moist yung air. Okay. So ito naman, tides occur because of the centrifugal force of the Earth-Moon system. So ito, medyo mahirap siya kasi ang daming possible answers. Actually, ayan, last 2 questions, kayo na magsagot. Lagay nyo sa comments kung ano sa tingin nyo yung sagot. Tapos dun kayo mag-away. So sa 26 naman, ganun din, para siyang yung kanina na tungkol sa transpiration. So dito, alam mo dapat, actually dito sinabi na kung ano yung meaning ng viscosity Ayan no. So parang ang point nito is dapat marunong ka mag-isip kahit nga hindi ganun ka-specific yung alam mong terminologies. Madaming ganun sa UPCAT na sila na mismo yung magbibigay ng meaning or nung phenomenon. Kailangan mo lang masagot yung tanong nila. So okay. Ayan, patapos na tayo. Mabilis lang. In summary, identify your learning style and utilize it in studying topics. So, ayun nga. Tapos, nakita nyo dun sa mga sample questions na hindi sapat na may alam ka that marunong ka mag-isip. Tapos, dissecting words is very useful. So, you have to familiarize yourself with the most common prefix, suffix, root words, and use mnemonics to help you remember lists, rankings, patterns, etc. So, that's it for this video. Lalabas ko na kaagad yung kasunod. So, it's gonna be about whether or not dapat manghula kayo sa UPCAT. So, if you wanna watch that, just go to my channel. Hopefully, you'll subscribe. And, ayun, like this video din para lumabas sa subscriptions ng mga thank you.